Hello everyone. Now we are going to see about week to week development. I will not go into much detail. I will just tell you what is needed. So in week 1, what is that which is formed? In week 1, the zygote will divide to form the morula. Morula is a ball of cells. So it will divide into 2 and then it will divide into a ball of cells. So this is formed in week 1. In week 2, week 1 we have the morula form. Week 2 we have the blastocyst. So what do we understand by a blastocyst? So blastocyst is that which has the outer cell layer, the inner cell mass, as well as the blastocele. So this is formed in week 2. Outer cell layer and this is the inner cell mass. Now what happens in week 3? The week 3, the further it differentiates and it gives rise to the primitive germ layers. So you can remember, like week 1 and week 2, you can remember these two diagrams. One is that one which is a ball of cell and the other one is that blastocyst. Week 3, you can remember that the primitive germ layer which is giving rise to the ectoderm, endoderm as well as the mesoderm is formed. So week 3 stands for these 3 layers. And in addition to it, the neural tube is also formed. So what is the significance? Since the neural tube also forms in the week 3, the significance is that between 3 to 8 weeks, one has to be rich in folic acid. They are supposed to have folic acid supplementation or vitamin B9. Now what happens in week 4? In week 4, the 4 heart chambers are formed and the 4 limbs are formed. So this is formed in week 4. So 4 stands for week 4. And after that, in week 5, the further organogenesis takes place. Okay. So let's move on further and see what happens with this ectoderm, mesoderm as well as the endoderm. The ectoderm, as the name says, it forms the outer layers. So what is it, the ectoderm? So the ectoderm forms the outer layers. What are the outer layers? That is the hair, it forms the skin as well as the nails. So these are the outer layers. And in addition to it, the ectoderm also forms those structures which help to perceive the outer world. Like what? It helps to form the CNS, the peripheral PNS, the eyes, especially the lens as well as the ears. All these are formed by the ectoderm. In addition to it, the craniopharynx, which is an outpouching of the primitive oral cavity. So if this is the primitive oral cavity, so assume that this is a oral cavity, then the outpouching of the primitive oral cavity is the craniopharynx. So therefore, that is also formed from ectoderm. The neural crest. What is a neural crest? The neural crest is a specialized form of ectoderm. It is derived from the neural plate. So the neural plate is over here and it is derived from the neural plate. It forms a specialized, it is also an ectoderm. I have already told you that the CNS, PNS arises from ectoderm, and the neural crest which gives rise to those particularly, that is also from the ectoderm. So how does the neural crest or the nervous system, what structures are formed? The nervous system structure entirely is formed from the neural crest, which is a specialized form of the ectoderm. That is, it will give rise to neuroblastoma. So neuroblastoma is that which arises from the ectoderm, and the medulloblastoma, which is also a neural system, that is also arising from the ectoderm. Blastoma. Then adrenal medulla, so that is arising from the ectoderm. Therefore, pheochromocytoma is also from ectoderm. Melanocytes are from ectoderm, and therefore melanoma is from ectoderm. And heart is also from ectoderm. So therefore, in fetal alcohol syndrome, where they are associated with heart defects, it is because of the problem in the neural crest, which is a specialized form of the ectoderm. So with this we have covered an outline about the ectoderm. Let's go a little bit further and see what is a mesoderm. In mesoderm, it arises from, it gives rise to, you can remember the simple picture, bones, the cartilage as well as the muscles. So the bones, the cartilage as well as the muscles arise from the mesoderm. And in addition to it, heart, parts of the heart are also arising from the mesoderm. So this is in short about mesoderm. Now let's see about the endoderm. What is endoderm? Endoderm, as the name says, anything that is within internal, that is the endoderm. So let's see, in GIT, from the mouth to the anal canal is endoderm. Except from the mouth through the rectum is the mouth through the rectum is the endoderm, except the mouth as well as the anal canal. The mouth through the you leave out just the mouth. So the apart from the mouth as well as the anal canal, it is from the ectoderm. But from where does the mouth and the anal canal arise from? They are from ectoderm, because they are outside, right? So they are from ectoderm, but endoderm is from leaving out the entire GIT. And in respiratory system, we should know that the trachea, bronchi as well as the alveoli, all this are from the ectoderm, are from the endoderm. So trachea, bronchi and alveoli are from the endoderm. In addition to it, those structures which are present over here, the thymus, the thyroid as well as the parathyroid glands. Thymus, I will repeat it, thyroid, the parathyroid glands. So are all arising from the ectoderm. How will this knowledge be tested? They might give you a question indicating that the tracheoesophageal fistula, there is an issue in the tracheoesophageal fistula. So which derivative is problematic? Trachea arises from the endoderm and esophagus arises from the endoderm. So therefore tracheoesophageal fistula, the problem is endoderm. And they might also give you like there is absent thymus. So again that is also endoderm. And they can even give you like superior parathyroid is absent, inferior parathyroid is absent. I just want to tell you one more point about parathyroids. So if you see, this is the thyroid and we have the superior parathyroids and this is the inferior parathyroids. The inferior parathyroid arises from the third, but whereas the superior parathyroids arises from the fourth. So how? The third, which is supposed to be present over here, it migrates inferiorly and it forms the inferior parathyroid. The fourth, which is present over there, that forms the superior parathyroid. So this is how the parathyroids are formed. I just want to tell you one more thing. In the GIT, that is which is formed from the endoderm, we have from the mouth to the rectum, right? So in addition to it, the outpouchings, that is the liver, the pancreas, the biliary system is also derived from the GIT, endoderm. So this is in brief about all the three derivatives. All the best.